Fish. Good one, guys. Fish. Good one, guys. That's a tank. Oh! That's a freaking tank, guys. 5-pounder. Check out that freaking stuff. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grubb here, Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure to go hit that subscribe button for me. I would really appreciate it. But in today's video, I've actually been getting a lot of questions the last year or two about certain glide baits that I throw for big bass here in Michigan, big largemouth, smallmouth. I even throw a lot of these big glide baits for northern pike around here. But I actually just got a big box in the mail from Italy, actually. This company I work with is called Molix, and they're based out of Italy. An incredible glide bait company. They make a lot of other baits as well, but I pretty much just use their swim baits and glide baits. They make top of the line baits, guys. The attention to detail in these glide baits are incredible, and I've actually been using these for maybe like 2 or 3 years or longer. I actually saw one of their glide baits on Carl's Bait and Tackle probably like 3 years ago, and I ordered one because I thought it looked really good. I wanted to try to get into glide bait fishing, and I'll actually show you the exact one that I ordered like 3 years ago. And I watched a bunch of different videos on how to glide bait fish, what to look for and everything. And I took that Molix glide bait out in the fall on a local lake here in Michigan, and it was an incredible day. I'll remember for the rest of my life. It was insane. I was out there, first time ever throwing that glide bait. I'll bring it out in a sec, but it was special, guys. I'll leave some clips throughout the video of different fish catches with the Molix glide baits. And me personally, I was kind of nervous at first to throw these big baits around Michigan. I didn't really know if all these largemouth bass would hit them around here, but I quickly learned that these bass will hit huge baits, even bigger than the ones I have right now. It's crazy. So don't be scared. If you've been on the edge about throwing big glide baits, go grab one. Grab some Molix ones if you want to, because let me tell you, you could potentially catch the biggest largemouth or smallmouth or pike of your life. But I got a bunch of different glide baits, different swim baits in here, but quickly I wanted to go over some other ones that I started with. Here's one of my bait bags right here. This is called the Evolution Fishing Big Bait Bag, and I'm actually gonna open that up and you can see all the different glide baits. I'm addicted to glide baits now. I've got a million of them. I got another box right here with different colors and everything. But let me show you the glide bait that I started with. And this glide bait right here is what turned me on to glide bait fishing, guys. That glide bait, what I thought it was supposed to imitate is like a big golden shiner. And let me tell you, it's actually called the Molix Glidebait 178 Slow Sinking. And what that means, basically, I guess you probably understand what it means, but you cast that bait out and it's just slowly sinking to the bottom. And every time you reel it in, it just keeps sinking if you stop reeling it. So that glide bait right there is actually the one that turned me on to glide bait fishing. I was throwing it, I think 2 or 3 years ago on a local lake here in Oakland County. And it was incredible, guys. I caught so many big largemouth bass on that thing. You can check out the attention to detail on that. It's insane. And they've got really good hooks on them, super sharp hooks. And the cool thing too is usually on a lot of baits, like the hook doesn't spin all the way around like that, but it's got a 360 swivel right there. So if you catch a fish it's not gonna bend right there and get off. It'll just keep spinning like that, and it'll hold on to that fish. So right there, that's probably my #1 glide bait that they make from Molix. So if you're gonna get one, I would probably get that one right there. Definitely one of my favorites, but I'm gonna quickly go over a couple other ones here in the box. I'm actually gonna grab them out real quick and show you some new ones that I actually got in the mail. And I wanted to show you this style of glide bait too. It's called the Molix Glidebaits 140. And I'm gonna get it out real quick and show you what it looks like. But it's supposed to imitate like a perch, but it's got a body of a bluegill. And me and my dad actually threw this, I think, a year or two ago, and it was game on. My dad was throwing this color, I had the baby bass color, and my dad was crushing them on this bait. It was actually the one that has the lip. I'll grab it out real quick. But it's almost like a big crankbait. You can see that lip right there. I think it's called the Molix Glidebaits 140 lip, the floating version. And basically you just work that like a big crankbait. Just cast around any docks, reel it in super slow. I guess you could reel it down to depth and then work it slow. But that glide bait is money. My dad was crushing big bass on it last fall. It was incredible to watch. But I've actually caught some big ones on that color too. So I thought I would get some of these ones without the lip. This one's actually the slow sinking. I got that color. And then also this one is called Ghost IU. And I'm gonna grab this one out and show you. I really like the body style of these because they look like a bluegill. So they definitely look just like the bait fish that those bass are eating this time of year. Check that out right there. The attention to detail is just incredible. And like I said, all these baits are made in Italy. So it's pretty cool. An Italian-based company. Super good guys over there. They hook me up with all these glide baits to use here in Michigan on my YouTube channel and everything. So definitely check them out if you're gonna get into glide bait fishing. I highly recommend trying Molix baits. They're absolutely incredible. I wouldn't say that if they weren't too, because I've actually, before I started working with them, I was throwing their glide baits and I just loved them like crazy before I even reached out to them. But that one right there is incredible. Pretty much what I would be doing with this one, casting out. I think this is the slow sink. So it's just gonna be sinking down to the bottom to the working depth and just reel it in super slow, twitch it around a couple times. And let me tell you, these are gonna catch you some big bass. But I got those ones right there. Let me put those away. And then they also make some smaller versions as well. This is the Glidebaits 130. I'm gonna get this out real quick and show you what this one looks like. But these glide baits are awesome, guys. I'm gonna get it out real quick if I can. So check out that smaller one. I think this is the 5-inch. And the other glide baits I was showing you are 7-inch glide baits, but check out that smaller version. This one is incredible. I've caught a lot of fish on these smaller ones as well. I think this one's called MX Bluegill. So that one's pretty cool. Definitely got some unique colors on it. And the attention to detail, the scales and everything, the fins are super cool on those glide baits. And what I do normally, I just rig these up with probably like 20 to 30 pound fluorocarbon. When I first started throwing these, I was throwing it on straight braid, and then I actually had like I think it was like a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I was catching a ton of fish like that. But I guess it really depends on what you guys like, what line and everything. But there's a couple right there. I got a couple other colors as well. This one's called Silver Minnow. I'll show you guys what that one looks like. So there's that one right there. That's the 5-inch in Silver Minnow. And I've actually caught a ton of fish on this color as well. Here in Michigan, a bunch of largemouth, northern pike. So those baits definitely work. And I'm gonna show you another one that I've caught a lot of fish on as well. Is this one. This glide bait right here. Like I said, it's supposed to imitate like a perch. And that's the 7-inch Molix Glidebaits. It's the 178 slow sinking. And how I like to fish these, just cast out, let it sink down to the drop off, or wherever you're fishing it. You can fish these around docks, around drop offs, around deeper weeds. I usually try to target around docks and reel them in super slow. And I've been actually using these around a bunch of different drop-offs, just pretty much wherever I can find fish or bait fish is where I'm throwing these. That one right there, definitely recommend that one if you're gonna grab another one. But I'm pretty excited about these right here. These are actually called Hybrid Swimmer 165. These are actually 6.5 inches. I'm gonna open this one up and show you what it looks like, but I got a bunch of different colors in these. And this is what I was really excited about to get from Molix. And it was pretty cool. I was actually down in Ohio, I think maybe back in like March, and I was in a tackle store down there and I saw these and I was like, what the heck are those? I saw a whole wall of Molix baits and I saw these big swim baits right here, and let me tell you, these look incredible. They're like a soft bodied swim bait, and it's got that big like boot tail right there, so it's gonna have a ton of action in the water. And it's got that big treble hook on the bottom. You can either tie on the top right there or the mouth pretty much. But check that out. I can almost guarantee you that's gonna catch a stud of a Michigan largemouth or a big pike as well. I got that color right there. I'm not sure exactly what that one's called. Bombo shad is what that one's called right there. It's pink and purple, so that one looks really good. We got a green gill one. I'm gonna get these out so you can see them up close actually. But these look insane, guys. I'm super excited to throw these on some ledges here in Michigan, deep drop-offs. Let me tell you, I'm gonna get some cool fish catches with these. But check this one out. That one looks just like a perch. That looks awesome. Probably gonna be, what I'm gonna be doing with these probably is casting out, letting it sink to the bottom and just slowly reeling it, letting that boot tail do most of the action. And that's gonna attract some big largemouth, guys, let me tell you. But that one looks awesome right there. I got a bunch of different colors in those. We got the olive shad. The olive shad looks really good. Then we got the LY. The LY one. That one looks awesome. We got Ghost Bluegill. That one looks super cool. It's almost got like gold and blue flakes in there. That one looks awesome. Got a couple other ones here. Blueback herring. Big shout out to Molix for hooking me up with all these too. Definitely an awesome company to work with. Check that one out. It's called Wasagi, something like that. So those are super cool. Got a bunch of other baits. And the last one I wanted to show you, if I can find it here, is this one. This one's actually called Glidebait 130 Dying, and it's the floating. And I don't know if you can see that treble hook on the side, but when you're swimming this, it's actually swimming like that on top, and it's supposed to look like this bluegill or perch or whatever this is, bait fish, is dying on the surface. I personally, I've never used these ones, but I'm definitely gonna give them a try because they look pretty cool. Maybe throw those in the early mornings or late at night before dark. Definitely think these will catch some big fish. But really appreciate you guys watching today's video. Just wanted to quickly hop on here and show you guys the glide baits that I use. I've caught a lot of big fish here in Michigan on big glide baits. So like I said, don't be scared to try big glide baits, guys. They catch big fish. Just let me tell you, it's crazy. It's a super fun bite as well. You're just slowly rolling that glide bait and they crush it, and it just gets you fired up. It's a lot of fun throwing glide baits. So really appreciate you guys watching today's video. I've got a lot of cool things in the works right now. A big announcement as well, something I've been working on for over a year now, so pretty excited about that. I'm gonna be posting about it here in the next couple days. Probably be watching all my social media platforms and everything, but really appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna pack up all these baits and hopefully we will see you on the water.